I'm Miles Carter, and I'm here to speak out loud what you've been carrying in silence. He sat on the edge of the bed. No drinking, no crying, no anger. Just silence. Eyes on the floor. The room smelled familiar. Dust, old tea, a hint of metal. And that silence. It was alive. Like someone else was there, standing between him and the air. I often think about men like that. The ones no one checks on. Who don't complain, don't explain. They just carry it. If you asked him, "What's wrong?" he'd say, "Nothing." If you sat next to him, he'd nod and stay quiet. But inside, there's a storm. Resentment, exhaustion, betrayal, fear, all tied up, all compressed. And even if he screams, he does it silently. A man's scream is internal. It's how he stopped smiling, how he lingers outside before going home, how he stopped calling his dad or playing guitar. He's quiet, and the world doesn't notice. Not until it's too late. He had one moment, just one, when it all broke through. Tears came without permission, no drama, no speeches. He sat on the floor and cried, deeply, quietly, like a man. But the only one in the room was the ceiling. No arms, no hands to hold his. No one said, "You're not weak, you're human." That's the truth. A man can cry, but he'll do it silently, alone, in the corner, then wipe it off, stand up, and stay silent. The world doesn't get scenes like that. If you're a man, you can't break. You're expected to be armor, even when no one's protecting you. There he was, 200 pounds of strength, 30 years of life, hands that lifted bricks and built homes, sitting on the floor, whispering, "I'm just tired of being strong." I've seen guys like that. I've been one. We're not weak, we're quiet. Because when we speak, no one listens. Not because they don't care, but because they never expected us to say anything. Sometimes people look at a man and say, "He's so calm, never asks for anything, always quiet." But inside, that's not peace. That's surrender. He just stopped believing anyone would listen, that his pain mattered to anyone. He tried to talk, many times, in different ways, then realized it doesn't matter how loud you scream, if everyone around is only listening to themselves. So he got quieter, spoke less, listened more, smiled without feeling, agreed even when he didn't. Now you look at him and think, what a balanced guy. But inside he's fading.
No anger.
No debate, just disappearance. A man's silence isn't peace. It's a graveyard of words no one heard. He didn't give up on the world, he gave up on himself. And that's the most dangerous thing. Because once a man gives up on himself, he never asks for help again. He used to be different, open, alive, real. He spoke how he felt, raw and unfiltered, looked people in the eye, said, "I love you," without flinching. He hugged because he wanted to, not because it was expected. He didn't see it as weakness. He saw it as normal. He believed the world would embrace honesty, emotion, but slowly his openness became a problem. What are you, soft? Feel less. Do more. Why are you telling me how you feel? Just man up. Then came silence. Not peaceful, but cold, distant. The kind of silence where you're still there, but not really wanted. So he started to change. Not by choice, but because he realized, in this world, having a soul requires an apology. He stopped texting when he missed someone, stopped reaching out first, started hiding his eyes because they showed too much. And people, they were afraid of it. Too alive, too real, too emotional. He grew quiet not out of pride, but from being rejected too many times for being himself. He stopped fighting for the right to feel, because he was tired of hearing, "You're a man, suck it up." He didn't become colder, he became quieter. And that's not growth, that's poisoning. When every time you open up, you get hit in the heart. Eventually, you just decide, no more, that's enough. He didn't shut down, but he buried his soul deeper, where no one can reach it. You see him. He's there, working, doing his part. Not complaining, even smiles sometimes. But if you listen closely, the silence around him feels different. Not just quiet, empty. He's not silent because he has nothing to say. It's just, what's inside can't be explained anymore. He's tired. Tired of trying to speak and hearing, don't be dramatic. Everyone feels that way. Just tired? Grab a coffee. Each phrase, a needle, small but always in the same wound. He's quiet because he stopped believing anyone would listen. Because when he spoke, no one was there. Because even when he screamed, the silence screamed louder back. You think he's calm, but really he's just lost hope that anyone cares. It's not coldness, it's defeat. He carries the pain alone, so others don't have to. He used to be the strong one, the listener, the one who held it together. Now, he is silence, heavy, deep, smothered, and every day he pretends he's okay. Is just another day he can't be himself. Because if he finally opened up, no one could handle how much he's been holding in. That man, he's around you, maybe your brother, your friend, maybe you. And if you're hearing this and feel a weight in your chest, you know exactly what I mean. Men go silent not because they feel less, but because they feel too much. And no one ever gave them the space to feel it out loud. One day he just stood up. No drama, no speech, no social media post. Just one day silence wasn't enough anymore. Not for someone else, not out of spite, but for himself. Because deep down he was still alive. The real him. Not the quiet, tired version, but the one who remembered how to feel alive. He didn't overshare. He didn't run back to those who never listened. He just began again, trusted himself, lived for himself. Not loudly, not arrogantly, but with respect for his silence. Understanding that the silence was part of his growth. It helped him finally hear himself. He's still quiet sometimes, but it's a different kind of quiet. There's no pain in it now. It's choice. It's peace. And if one day you're tired too, if you feel invisible, don't scream to be seen. Just listen to yourself. Because the one who understands himself no longer needs approval to breathe. He stood up. He was silent for so long. But now, there's life in him again. Quiet, but unshakable. Thanks for listening. I needed to say it. Maybe you needed to hear it.